morning Cove boat show. We're halfway through a terrible fashion show.
Terrible fashion
It's
show.
really freaking awkward. Have a look. They dance as they film. That's it, ladies. Work it. Oh, here he comes, Elle. Here he comes. Hello, baby.
Give me a strut, babe.
Give me a strut. Here, we got a little bit of a VIP number today. Sal from Creek to Coast. How are you, darling?
Good morning. How are you? How are you?
I'm good.
That's good.
What are we cooking with today?
I've got a beautiful paella.
Paella.
Right.
Ole, ole.
Yeah, that's right. Spanish.
Thank you, darling. So there we go. So Jake and Ellen, thank you both.
Yeah,
our first video.
Fettuccine puttanesca.
Puttanesca. Love it. Our first video live on our website, and you've seen it first. Mwah.
Oh, that's embarrassing, isn't it? When you're on stage and the show starts, little mate Bass. Hello, everybody. This is our other extended family. Our Creek to Coast cooking show is about to get underway, and we're ably assisted in the kitchen today by the people that you're probably here to see much more than Sal and I. And that is two of the most famous 20-year-olds in the country. There's no doubt about that, and they were out playing last night on the Gold Coast, so we're about to get the full story on what went on. It's Jake and Elle from My Kitchen Rules. Give them a big round of applause.
Thanks.
Hi, guys.
Sorry.
And the lovely Sally Jennings, of course.
Oh, thank you very
from
much.
Creek to Coast.
Who wasn't playing on the Gold Coast last night?
No, wasn't playing on the Gold Coast last night. Welcome along, folks. We're going to do a little bit of cooking this morning. We've got some prizes to give away. Is everybody enjoying the boat show? Hands up, who's bought a boat? Oh.
Awkward.
Did you know that your daughter's bought a boat?
It's the sun is shining on us.
Dish.
Yep.
Very simple but really flavoursome.
And you're going to make the pasta.
I'm going to make the pasta in a food processor, so very
From
easy.
scratch. Pretty impressive.
Quick and easy. Do it at home. So just yum.
And as is their partnership, while Elle's mixing the pasta and making a beautiful, silky, fresh-made pasta, you're doing your sauce, and it's just it's such a great thing to see you guys work in sync.
We have our jobs
like you do.
It's teamwork.
It's all, organised private.
Yeah,
So we don't
know all
fight.
about that.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
know
never
all
know
about
that.
that. Have you weighed out what's the weights and the ingredients on that pasta?
We do 100 grams of pasta flour, which is the 00 flour, so it's really fine, to 1 egg. So that's
Whole egg, not just
one
the egg
whole
yolk.
egg. I
Yeah.
don't muck around with egg whites and egg yolks and oil and water. That's just too difficult. 100 grams to 1 egg.
Let's watch you do it now. Do it for us. Show
Okay.
us. Let's have a look at this.
Yeah.
100 grams of flour per person. So 4 people, 400 grams of flour.
Roundabouts. Depends if you're a European family, add a couple extra grams.
Well, I think when it's Elle cooking, it is 400 grams
Yeah, I know.
exactly. And if it was you, it'd be
I'm like,
Elle,
kilo or
rub it in.
two. Get some chicken, you know.
Elle and I we like to know our things are organised, and we got Jake in the middle of us yesterday going, a bit of this, bit of that.
I know, it annoys me.
My kids are here in the audience, and they're just going to be amazed to know that fettuccine is actually made, that it doesn't come out of a box.
Now that's most unkind.
And these pasta makers are really cheap to get, and just really, you find them everywhere now. And they've got these little things that pop off like this. So on this particular attachment, you have the fettuccine and you have the spaghetti. And you can do the lasagna sheets through here. Duck on a YouTube, learn how to do it. It's so easy. It's just great.
Well,
And
might it be very soon, as in tomorrow, that we don't duck onto YouTube, we duck onto Jake
to my website. That's it. On Monday we are launching our Jake and our website. It should be up and running, and we'll have little tips. We've got a food blog. We've got videos that we do. We've got a calendar page so we can update you guys where we are and everything. So it's great. It's gonna be awesome.
Wonderful. Are you seeing all this in the Siemens mirrors? You're seeing all this up here? Is that in the right spot so you can see what else doing? You want a little take it that way?
Can you see?
Is that better? You can see now with the people up the back can't. That's okay.
Okay.
You guys are closer.
Forward.
Move forward.
Jake, move this.
That's great. Okay, so
Assistant?
all right. So just take us through that for absolute dummies like myself. Tell us what you've done to make this dough again.
So you've got 400 grams of flour, 100 grams per person with the 4 eggs, so 1 egg per 100 grams. And you just blitz that up, and that will go a little bit crummy, but just bring the dough together. Don't be scared. Just Fold it all together.
See, the one thing about the food processor is that it turns into a little bit of a crumb. It doesn't turn it into like a ball of dough like a short crust pastry.
No, so
you
it
just
won't
have to
come
work it a
together.
little
You just
bit.
got to knead it. So you always flour your bench, and you're just got to knead it. Make sure it's nice and
So
like a wet dough. It can't be dry.
like spongy.
Yeah.
So what we're doing here is just like stretching out the gluten, and we're just like making sure that everything incorporates themselves. We can't.
So that when it
work
goes
that.
through the pasta maker, it has a lovely. So I mean, because the texture of it yesterday was just so silky and soft. It was just beautiful.
That's it.
I'm glad we saw you do it today, Elle, because yesterday
Yeah.
we got talking, and all of a sudden the pasta cheaper in the
I know.
background.
I heard my
What?
fettuccine doesn't
It's just like
have
dough.
minutes.
It was
It was like, well, here's what I prepared earlier.
But that is a perfect dough. So
Look
you
at
know you can't overwork the dough, okay? So when you put your finger in it, springs right back.
Wow. So we turned around and she'd done that yesterday. I went,
Yeah.
whoa, hey,
It
you want to
didn't take very long.
Sorry.
So now that needs to rest, which
That
is
needs to rest.
soft and
So
relaxed.
Jake explained. He taught me pasta. So when you're resting, what happens to the gluten?
Well, see, I can't make that in the food processor. Every time I do it, it just goes horribly wrong.
You know why?
I don't
Because
know
you
why.
get a performance
I know, it does.
Yes, correct.
Everyone loves it.
Chief ingredient in Worcestershire sauce.
Exactly. Chickpeas, look at this. So it's great. And that's what we want to do today.
So you guys were kind of, you were young and you started to experiment in the kitchen a bit, and then you got to a point where you were that good, and mum and dad were running this business, you were doing the cooking at home for the corporate clients.
Yeah. I think Mum and Dad had a conference and I did their cooking recently and I was marinating ribs for like 2.5 days in the fridge. You go overboard.
It's
But you were doing that when you were 10, 12 years old, weren't you? So
Yeah, I'm the queen of cheese platters. Like, you've got to know how to do a cheese platter. You live in Queensland, lots of beef, you know, the deck in the backyard. You need to know how to put together a nice cheese platter.
And so how did the MKR thing happen? How did you get
Dad
involved?
made you do it.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
initiated her
Yeah.
into this.
I just jumped online. It was a long process. Like those applications were so long and so tedious. But the tomatoes, they break up the seeds within the tomato, and then therefore the can of tomatoes, it's just a little bit more bitter than usual. But if you get the whole peeled ones, the seeds are intact. So that way it's a nice sweeter style of a canned tomato. So what I got 2 cans of the whole tomatoes here, peeled. And then I add a little bit of garlic and some anchovies
How
into
much
that.
garlic?
I think that's 3 or 4 cloves.
3 or 4
3 or
or
4.
6.
I know, see?
I don't know. Yeah, you cater to what you like.
That's right. If you like
Do you
garlic,
like
garlic.
it really garlicky?
Mm.
4 cloves I would do.
I need a spoon on here. So I use a little bit of tomato paste in here, just probably about, here I go again. I'm sorry, I'm just not much of a measurer. I just go, give it a taste, it tastes good. So, look, I use a tablespoon of tomato paste for those people out there that just need that. So I've got that in there, some salt. And another big thing is, there's like a tip going around that you add sugar to your tomatoes to make, to find that balance in your bolognese. It doesn't really do anything. Add just salt. Don't be afraid to use salt to balance out your tomatoes. It's a lot better. It tastes a lot better.
People
But
would say the reason
it's a lot better that
or
way.
if you cook the tomatoes out for long enough,
Yeah.
they get sweet.
They get sweet as well. So
Do
there's a
you,
few
do you love a
tips.
little discussion and sort of
See, everything I say has to go through my manager, and then it's A-OK.
You go through the L filter.
The L filter. Yeah, exactly.
Tell us about life in front of the camera on My Kitchen Rules. Was that doesn't look like it would have been too daunting for you.
No,
Was it for you?
I don't know. I mean, I never really had a minute to think about it. You're thrown into the absolute deep end, and
Is there a point in time where you forget about the camera?
yeah. Pretty much
Oh.
every time you forget about it.
There were times
Don't
when
forget, you've got a producer in front of you. You've got teams right next to you with another producer and another. Like you've got your own camera crew. There's just people everywhere on the
Everywhere.
set,
You
as
just
you
don't
could
have time.
imagine. It's just mayhem.
So whilst you're trying to cook your way through a recipe and a challenge, is the
Someone's
producer
yelling at
saying,
you.
Yeah.
stop, we need a camera shot of that,
Yeah.
stop.
Oh
Yeah.
no, there's no stop.
No stop?
There's like go start to finish. The producer has to keep following you,
So
but he
they're over
keeps
your
asking you
shoulders.
questions. So like, oh Jake, what are you doing? Talk to Elle. Hey,
We're
what are you
mic'd up,
doing? So
and we have a mic on, and if I say to Jake, oh, Jake,
It's
this
burned.
is like
Oh my
crap.
God.
If I whisper it to him, that
I
little
use it.
sound part that picks up on it, and then you have every camera crew on you, like, oh my God, Elle, what's happening? And then,
they know. They just know.
Yeah, well, if you're whispering and looking worried, they're like, quick, zoom in.
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
don't get that moment.
But there was one time we were at Lisa Stefano's instant restaurant, and I mean, poor Lisa, the presentation wasn't the best. you know. Anyway, and then the plates got in front of us, and I looked over and I just saw Elle's face, and just kind of like, oh god. And I was like, oh my god, this looks terrible. And then next minute, like 3 cameras just come around. I'm like, oh my god, don't say anything else, Jake. Don't say anything else. Like it's just ridiculous.
Like the thought police.
Yeah.
About that much. Yeah, that's the answer. You can have one of those. You can have one too, because you've got your hand up. There you go. Now the other good news is that we're going to do our loaves of, can I throw that? Is that right? Whoop. Sorry. We're going to do our loaves of Fisher Street, and we're going to try and divide this food up so you can all have a bit of a taste.
We're making a bit more than usual.
Yeah, we're going to make extra today, so more people get to try.
Good idea.
Right. Just to catch up on my recipe there, Gina.
Oh, yes.
Just before we move along, I've done all those things like add the garlic, I've put the chorizo back in, put in some cherry tomatoes, and then I just strained that whole stock pot into there. So all the liquids in there with the veggies, with the rice.
That's it. All finished, Elle?
All finished, finishing for the next guy in the cup.
Lovely.
Great basil over the top. Fantastic. Finish off with some Parmesan cheese, definitely for this.
Yes.
We're going to give them little tasters for everyone to taste at the Sanctuary Cove Boat Show. I always say
Just big
Sanctuary
Sanctuary Boat
Boat
Cove.
I'm a little bit spastic today. It's been a long day. But yeah, tand you for coming along, and looks good. Hope you're hungry.
Fantastic.
Cheers, thanks for that.
That's all right.
It's a good little